Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Kayla Lords
John Brownstone.
from Loving BDSM. And we're back again with our personal challenge to see if we can be concise. Okay, if I can be concise.
Thank you.
It's our next video in 5 things we think you need to know about insert BDSM topic here. This week we're talking about submission and being submissive. If you are not yourself submissive, but you would like to be with a submissive, this is important for you to know too. Okay, so let's get into it.
Okay. Number 1.
Submissives are not automatically meek, mild, or subservient. So subservient might sound a little strange because, oh, well, aren't they serving? Isn't that part of the thing? Many submissives want to serve a partner of their choosing that they like, that is part of their DS dynamic. Not everybody. As a submissive, I don't know if you've noticed around here, I probably don't sound like I'm meek, mild, or very subservient. I will tell somebody to back up, okay? When a submissive has strong opinions, leads, is not afraid to speak their mind, whatever in your mind is the opposite of being meek or mild, they are still very much a submissive. They might not be your submissive, or that might be the way their partner likes them to be, and that works for them. So we all get to sort of be the submissive we are in the way that we are, and the right partner for us likes that about us.
True.
So,
okay. Number 2.
There are 1,000,001 different ways to be submissive. So there are some categories that people tend to fall into. There's little, which can be little boy or girl, or non-binary, just little, baby girl, baby boy, some part of that spectrum. Does not always involve age play. There are slaves, and slave can mean many things to many people. Some people who say they have maybe a slave heart or slave tendencies don't use the terminology, don't have a micromanaged relationship, don't call their partner master, but they feel like they're a slave. There's sexual submission. There's submission in the bedroom only. There's service submissive. There's puppy play and animal pet play. They're like every...
And then there's blendings of all those.
Exactly. There's masochist. There's bottom. There's rope bottom. There's every kind of submissive you can imagine is out there. There is no one type of submissive. We do not fall into a monolith. It is absolutely a spectrum. And labels don't always fit us because we pick and choose who we are from the whole spectrum.
Yep. Okay.
Number 3. Pain is not required. I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten a message from a submissive who said, I don't want my partner to hurt me. Clearly, I'm not a submissive. No, what you're not is not a masochist.
Right.
Two
very different things.
Yes. Not wanting pain does not mean you don't want to serve or submit to a dominant partner. And if you are not into pain, cool. You don't have to be.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but and you will, but submission is about the power exchange.
It is about the power exchange, and that can mean different things to different people.
Right.
So some people want to do what they're told. Some people want to please. That can be part of doing what you're told, but it could be something else. Some people want a very strict set of guidelines to follow. Some people just want to do as they're told the moment they're told to do it. Some people like the fight, and they want to fight it and have the other person earn or take their submission consensually.
Right.
But you can do all of that and never once physically or mentally or emotionally hurt the other person. Any pain that you feel has to be consensual, whether you're choosing to experience pain through punishment or it's something you really like because you are a masochist.
Okay. And number 4.
Communication, though, is required. We say this all the time. We say this to dominants. We say this to switches. We say this to whoever, whatever, however you identify. If you cannot communicate with each other, you cannot have a healthy, consensual anything with another person. You can't have your power exchange. You can't have your scene. You have to be able to talk about it. And that means saying the things that you think they might not like, saying the things that you've never admitted to anybody else, saying the things that you don't even know what reaction you'll get, and maybe they won't have a positive reaction, but maybe they will. You have to talk to each other. You will not be good at it right away unless you are a naturally gifted communicator or somebody who's taught yourself the skills. You learn to trust each other by communicating, and you find it easier to communicate as trust grows. Ask me how I know. But on some level, from the very beginning, you have to be willing to talk to each other, and you have to be willing to listen, because that's the other side of communication.
Yeah. And number 5.
You choose your dominant. Now,
yes,
let me back up here.
Absolutely.
You choose each other.
True.
But I would say this to submissives because there are predators out there who will slide into your DMs and say, you should be my submissive. You would be good for this. You would be good for that. And they just think it's a given. Or you flirted with somebody and now they're acting like they're in charge of you. Or you're in a relationship with somebody and you're finding out that you're not compatible. This doesn't work. You don't want to be there anymore. You're not stuck with that person.
No.
You get a say in this power exchange.
One of the biggest things you hear about in the lifestyle is a dominant saying, you are under consideration as my submissive.
Which does happen.
But you know what? It goes the other way too. That dominant is under consideration from the submissive.
Exactly.
And don't let anybody ever tell you any different.
Exactly. If you encounter the dominant that says, well, I can do what I want and I'll let you know when I want something, but we don't have to talk about it, and I don't want to hear about what you want. I'll decide for you what you want. Once you know them, you can negotiate that. If that's your kink, you go for it. But that's not an automatic. And if that's not your kink, or it makes you uncomfortable, or if you're uncertain, you get to tell them no. You get to say, no, we're not doing this. No, I'm not in this relationship with you. You can withdraw your consent at any time.
That's right.
And quite frankly, more of us should. Just saying.
There you go.
Okay. I only went on a little rant that time. Yay. So these are just 5 points because we're trying to constrain ourselves and be concise. If there are other things that you, from your own personal experience as a submissive or a dominant who has had a submissive partner, think there are other things that submissives should know, please leave a comment below and we'll make this a growing list. But I would say, from experience and spending a lot of time and talking to a lot of other submissives, if you know these things, you're doing a lot better than your average brand new submissive who might find themselves in an unfortunate situation. But comment below with anything that you think should be on this list that submissives need to know or that we need to know about submission. Okay?
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.